Good. So today's talk is about failure stories. FailQonf, a beautiful idea to celebrate failures. So I'm going to tell you three stories. Now, three failure stories. I put a asterisk there because three failure stories uh, for as an individual, three failure stories as a team member, three failure stories for the process. Okay, let's get started. Failure is highly contextual. So, what is a failure to me might not be a failure to someone else, just like success. Okay, so we'll have to remember that. And when we are trying to say copy the lessons or be aware of not repeating a particular failure, there are many other factors that we need to remember, also to consider. Okay, so with that, failure being highly contextual, I want to introduce you to the next point, that is failure follows the relative rule. Now, what is a relative rule? The relative rule I got to know by Michael Bolton. It says for any abstract x, x is x to some person at some time. So it is it ties back to the previous slide that failure is highly contextual, right? So same way, failure follows the relative rule for any abstract x. X is x to some person at some point. And failure is not a failure if you learn from it. If you repeat it, if you repeat, say, usually if you repeat a mistake, it is no longer a mistake. It is actually a choice that uh, you decided to make. So it is no longer a failure. It is a choice. It becomes a big failure. Okay. So, and if you learn from it, it is not a failure. It is an experience, you can say. So I failed. Where? When? How? I ran away from automation. When I was starting my career, it was all about Silk. Not sure how many of you know about it. The tool name was Silk, and then Selenium came, and then I ran away from automation. I found all the reasons to avoid automation. Automation cannot find these kind of bugs. Automation cannot think like me. Automation cannot change the script on its own. Automation needs a lot of maintenance. I found all the reasons to avoid automation. Okay, and in the appraisal form, I used to put 2 out of 5 for myself in the automation category, and I was like, happy, proud, like, no, I'll not automate. Do whatever you want to. My salary was almost half of what my classmate earned. Both joined the same date, but my salary was half because I couldn't automate, or something on those lines. So I took some time to embrace it. I did not immediately jump up on saying, "Oh, okay, I did not learn automation so far. Let me learn automation now." No, it did not happen. It took some decent amount of years. I have close to 15 years of experience. It took a decent amount of years there. But once I embraced it, now I understand. I embrace automation. I know the limitations of automation. I know the power of automation. I know where to apply automation. I know what kind of automation to use in what kind of context projects. I'm managing projects where it is full and full automation, right? So it took it took some time. It took some monetary loss, I could say. It took some reputation hit as well. But then now things are all okay, is what I would say. It took some effort as well to learn about automation. Thanks to my friends like Anandi, Sunny, Lavanya, who helped me learn, and then Capital QA, where there's so many talented folks who know a lot more than I do. So I learn every day with the interactions with the projects. So yeah, do not run away from anything till you know what it is. Many times we run away saying, oh, security testing, is scary. First experience what it is. Without experiencing, how can you run away from it? I mean, how does it make sense to run away from it when you don't know what it is, right? So don't do that same mistake that I did. I ran away from automation without knowing what automation is all about. So don't do that. At the same time, did I miss a lot? No, I learned in other aspects. I gained in other aspects. There is always a trade-off, so that's fine. There are no, I don't regret much, right? So let's move on to the next failure. Oh, I failed again. Okay. So quickly, let me check uh, what are the comments, if any questions. They're mostly yeses. Okay. And okay. Doesn't help me scroll quickly. Classmate related story. Everyone can relate. Yes. Uh, okay. So I click on present, hoping that this slide opens up. Yes, it does. I failed again. How? A new project. Two components integrated. Super excited after a project where I had filed close to 700 bugs, and then solo tester on this project. 5 developers, and I'll tell you that small meta story here. So the bug triage meeting was on Friday, and I got the project on Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm not filed even a single bug, or maybe 2 bugs. Then the dev manager comes saying, "Oh, tomorrow let's cancel the bug triage meeting because we don't have any bugs." Young blood, Josh wala blood. So I say, "Oh, you're canceling the bug triage meeting because there are no bugs. Okay, fine. Thursday 6 p.m. to Friday 6 a.m. I test." Uh, and then I found close to 82 bugs in 8 hours. Fantastic job. The next day, the developers come, they refresh the filters because they see that there are so many issues. They know that it is not for this project, so they refresh. The bugs don't disappear because it is for that project, right? And then the bug triage meeting, just 5 minutes before, they asked, all the developers asked, हमारी जॉब निकालने में हो क्या? Are you here to make us away? I mean, are you here to get rid of our jobs? I said, no. See, your manager said there are no bugs. That's why I gave some bugs. 82 bugs in 8 hours. In fact, I am 18 less than my target. I was feeling sleepy at 4:30, 6 o'clock, so I stopped. uh, and then uh, and then what could go wrong if 82 bugs in 8 hours, right? It shouldn't be bad, right? Now I told you two components were integrated, and one was a legacy third party component, and the second component was the new component that was being developed. 70 bugs were on the third party component. 70 out of the 82 bugs. So I mean, all the 70 bugs were deferred. All of these 70 bugs were deferred, and I had to cut a very sorry face in front of the development team, in front of the testing team. They said, "Why did you test on the legacy component?" I said, "The customer doesn't care about legacy component or the new component." So that's one of the lessons, and that was the last time I ran behind counts. Okay. So I failed once more. It was a 15 days release cycle, and I tested everything, functionality, usability, performance, security, accessibility, usability, everything I tested, and except one thing. And you know what is that one thing? The main use case. It was something related to Active Directory, and I had a kind of an aversion towards Active Directory. There was a lot of setup required and all of that. So I said, we'll test it tomorrow, we'll test it day after tomorrow, weekend mein karenge, weekend ke baad karenge, Monday, except the main use case, everything else was tested. Luckily, the product manager found it 30 minutes before release, and sometimes it continues to haunt me. Like I get up and like, "Hey, AD test karna." That's been 3-4 jobs away, but that happens. And then now about the team failures, we failed. Proxy was set up for the new project. The new project the application had to run behind a proxy. The IT team helped, and we trusted their setup. We did not understand the requirement thoroughly, and after 6 months of testing, 6 months of 2 testers, 5 developers, one project manager, all of that effort, the first test at the customer end failed. You know why? We were never behind the proxy. We were never behind the proxy, and we realized that once the customer said, "What have you done?" So it is always good to take help, but know your stuff, know the stuff. Okay, don't miss that. We failed once more. This time we embraced automation, but that never worked. By the time the suite was ready, the UI changed. Repeat, automate, UI change. Repeat, automate, UI change. No one had the guts, the wisdom, the courage to push back saying, "Why are we automating?" We rewrote the scripts. No one in the team raised their voice. Everyone automated, got their bonus, cycle continued. Everyone happy? I quit the company. We failed like no one could. The third story. Same product, same floor. One table away. Okay, here is a development team. Here is one more development team. Here is QA team. Same product, same floor, two different development teams. API is ready for X. UI is ready for Y. Release is 4 days away. What a wonderful situation to be in, right? If it was some other team, you could laugh. If you are the QA for that team, super duper pressure. API is ready for X. UI is ready for Y. After 8 days of development, this is the state. And then when you talk, each one is blaming other. I told you that, you told me that day we discussed this, that meeting I had called you, I had sent you on Slack, all that bullshit. Never assume, have early checks. It is okay to fail early. That's why I keep telling my teammates, if I've given you any task, please get it reviewed after 10% of it is complete, or after 10% of the time has gone. Don't come back after trying to impress me with 90% of the work. If I give you a rework, it is a lot of time wasted. I emphasize communication is very much underrated. Very much underrated. Chinese whispers, I love that game. Now coming to process failures. In this team, the manager said everyone will be rated based on this checklist. Everyone had to automate. Everyone had to know JMeter. Everyone had to find X number of bugs or 2 crashes. You have this cartoon, right? For a fair selection, everybody has to go to take the same exam. Please climb that tree. How will the fish climb the tree, or how will the bird swim in the water? Unfortunately, in some companies, some projects, we do this. Everyone should do everything. Agile hai, wo hai. It doesn't work out. Okay, let's be practical and don't lose good testers in the name of asking them to program, and don't lose good programmers by asking them to test well. Knowing something about the other dimension, other aspect is okay, but trying to become someone is difficult. Let Sachin be Sachin and let Maradona be Maradona. Don't ask Sachin to become Ronaldo. It is difficult. Stop treating people as robots. Oh, here we'll remove 2 people from automation team. We'll bring 2 people from functional team, put them here. Everything will work fine. No. In dreams also it will not work. I'll tell you. A story where process was counterproductive. I joined this company, and then I'm a lazy guy. So I don't join, I don't start the day on time, but then I complete the work very fast. The lead came and said, for this week, you clocked in 3 minutes less today. 8 into 5, 40 is explaining the math. 8 into 5, 40. Here on Tuesday, you clocked in 3 minutes late. And on Thursday, you went 8 minutes early. Like, I felt suffocated. Like, why is the process? To show to clients, to track, average, where is our cost going, how much is our productivity, to estimate and all of that. See, it's an estimate again, right? But then here they were like, so much process adherence and all of that. It was actually suffocating. I started having my lunch at my desk. You said 15 minutes for lunch, right? Here, I am working. See, it's working. I am eating. Now, where will you put that 15 minutes? So know the why behind the process. Don't just blindly say process, process, process. Okay. And sometimes process expires, but still people want to follow that. So don't do that. Here is an example of that. Review by seniors mandatory. That was the process. Now what happened? Due to our brilliant hiring or stroke of luck, we found a fresher who was very good. And because of this process, that review by senior mandatory, it slowed down the new joinee who was excellent. Now, if you're a good manager, what you should do? You should provide exceptions. Like how my manager, Bijumon Basista, he gave me an exception in my first company when he said, Ajay, don't worry about test cases. You're very good at bug hunting. Go hunt the bugs, right? And don't worry about test cases. Like that, you should create some exceptions. And if you don't make exceptions, now this new joinee will soon be in your competitor's company. If you want to avoid that, learn to make exceptions. And finally, I've shared 3 stories on personal level, 3 stories on team level, 3 stories on process. I failed big time here. What is that? Being available for everyone all the time. It's a good thing to some extent. Or else what happens? This is the X-ray or image of an X-ray of my spine. We are sharing personal stories, right? So I thought I'll share a personal failure story. The spine should not be so much curved. Now you see that extra curvature, like almost a C. This condition is called lordosis. Okay, and the doctor said you don't have lordosis, you have excessive lordosis. Okay, because of posture, because of long hours before the computer, all of that. So you know what I did? This is my solution. 25,000 Indian rupees is the fine, or is the money that I give to my wife if I miss exercise a day, per day. I miss today, I'll have to pay her 25,000 rupees. Okay, so that fear itself makes me keep 3 alarms. At 5:45, it reads 5,000. At 5:50, it reads 10,000. At 6 o'clock, it reads 25,000. The moment I see 25,000 alarm at 6 o'clock, I'm like, 25,000. I saved 25,000 today, like that. Okay, so take care of your health, stay safe. Take the vaccine. So 10 stories are done. So let's see, the master slide. If you are a tester, learn something about everything and everything about something. Be so good that people can't ignore you. And your name should be the biggest certificate you hold. Learn every day. There is no exception to it. Have a plan, but then at the same time, be prepared. If the plan doesn't work out, your preparation should help you. If you are a manager, learn the skills, behaviors that play an important role. Communication, negotiation, empathy, planning, conflict resolution. And remember that being a manager doesn't give you that power. Oh, I'm manager. No, it should be like, I am a manager. I have so many people to serve to, so many people to take care of. Okay, so every person is a gem. Now you should be that grindstone who makes them shine, not crush them or grind them to powder. Okay, be very careful there. And help them clear any interview of this world, but treat them so well that they don't leave you. Okay, so this is my almost my closing slide, and here are some of the books that I have written. Here is my website where I do take one-on-one coaching, and if you want to join the Happy Book Reading Club, where we read a book, summarize a book every Saturday, you're free to you're free to contact me. Yes, so with that, let's quickly go to Airmeet and see if there are any questions. One good thing it does is it doesn't scroll to the bottom.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of questions, Ajay,
Arrow
and I
keys
would
work a
like.
little.
Can you hear me, Ajay?
Yes, Lalit.
Okay, perfect. That's the kind of bug with Airmeet, so to say. You have to share only on the presentation mode, and then you can see yourself and also the slides. Never mind. The first question: would you like to pick yourself, or you would like me to pick some for you? Because I guess we would anyway continue this conversation on the dedicated Slack channel for your talk, where you can answer many other questions. Uh,
Yeah, just give me like 10 seconds and then I will quickly finish scrolling
mhm.
the chat. Looks
Yeah, the
like it.
questions are in Q&A on the right hand
Right.
side, right besides the chats.
Okay. So, yeah, I would skip the chat. It is
Mhm.
irritating. Downloading. So, Q&A, what things do you do now that you feel helps you fail early? Oh, take feedback early, not be afraid of failure, learn from folks who have already done it before, announce publicly that I'm going to do something that kind of puts me in the spot to do that on time as per the quality. What is your best stress buster exercise? I don't know exercise. I hate exercise. No, but best stress buster. I play chess. I play Dangerous Dave. I chat with everyone. What advice you are having for people who run behind 100% automation? You'll be tired. Don't run so much. Read my article on Sticky Minds on automation, the hidden costs of automation, how to handle production bug situation. How would you handle it? By trying to find out the root cause, by trying to find out why the bugs came, and first of all, fix it soon. That finding root cause, all of that can be done later. But first is customer, please the customer, fix and release the fix to the customer. Test the fix at least properly, right? Shift left concept is applicable to fail early also, it seems. What's your view on this? Yeah, fail, shift left, right, center, bottom, right. Wherever you want to fail, fail quickly, fail at a cost that is okay for you. And if you fail, if you make a mistake, learn from it. First of all, accept it, learn from it, and then don't repeat it. Follow these three things. Learn from it, sorry, accept it, learn from it, don't repeat. We learn from you which resource you follow to learn things about testing. As soon as you get up, open FB. It's not Facebook, it's Ministry of Testing /feeds/blogs, feed blog, FB. So read what other testers are talking about, have written about. Talk to testers. Spend money to learn. Buy at least 2 books every month. Thanks to Capital, it gives a book budget that I buy like 4 books a month. Participate. There are so many communities. You are attending FailQonf from Test Tribe. That itself shows that you're on the right track. Talk to other folks, and yeah, be active. Many people talk to other testers. The first time is, I need a job. Can you refer me? Please don't be that kind of a tester. How to overcome failure? We'll take it in Slack. I still feel I don't know anything after working for so many. How can I resolve this? We'll take it in Slack again. Theoretical concepts and practical ways are somewhere the question jumped. In many situations, so much RCA goes on. What's your view on this? Slack. Which books have influenced you the most? 3 books. Testing computer software, lessons learned in software testing, and then explore it. And for mobile testing, tap into mobile application testing.